Hi, welcome to week 2 of 102. We're looking at a definition essay of Wolf's idea of what it takes to have the right stuff. Um, Let me tell you a little bit about this essay. This essay is intended for you to show that you've read some of the book and that you're able to point out specific passages to support what you think his characterization of the right stuff is. Um, some students have said it's somebody who's loyal or brave, or you kind of need to pick an adjective, maybe two at the most, and run with that. What is the right stuff? What is he talking about? Um, what can you use as evidence to support what you have to say? And I have to tell you, this is pretty much how all of your papers throughout your college life should be predicated on having an opinion, having evidence to support it. So to that end, you need to really look at paper writing as you would a jury trial. In a jury trial, a lawyer has an opening statement. You have an introductory paragraph. In a jury trial, an attorney will say, here's what we think happened, and here's the evidence to support what we think happened. You're going to say, here's my thesis statement, here's the evidence to support my thesis statement. You see how it kind of works? An attorney has a closing argument. You have a concluding paragraph. They both have the same qualities in that you're trying to prove something. And the way that you prove something is to have evidence to back you up. I'm constantly asking people, well, where did you get that? And if you're going to say something, you don't just get to throw it out there as if it was a fact because it came out of your mouth. You're going to have to give me a little bit more than that. Maybe that's why I don't have any friends. but it's how, if you look at paper writing in that manner, then it's not quite so scary. Whether it's in this class or if you take me for 211 or you go off to a history class, have an opinion and give us some support for it. Make me consider the possibility that your point is valid. And that's what it is. You're not trying to prove that you're right. All you're trying to do is prove that your opinion is valid because you have enough support here to say, hey, I think it's X, and here are all these little X's. Okay. A couple things about essay writing. In college, your paragraph should have a minimum of 7 sentences. Now, do I count? No. Do I know what it looks like out of the gate? Yeah, I've been doing this for 25 years. I know I don't look that old. Or maybe I do. 7 sentences minimum. That's what it takes to develop a paragraph. You should have transition words between paragraphs. You will find that listed in course materials under Iguana Taco. You need to wrap it up nicely. I'm really hoping that you can learn the three-pronged thesis statement. A three-pronged thesis statement really helps keep your writing from wandering around. For example, and I use this in an argument class that I teach. Legalizing marijuana in the state of California would. Okay, so there's the premise. It tells the reader, I'm for this thing happening here. Gives me the who, what, and where. Legalizing marijuana in the state of California would, and now here comes my three prongs, would open up thousands of jobs, would help the environment, would bail the state out of its financial crisis. Three very different topics, which is important. So my introductory paragraph is going to introduce these three topics. Then my next paragraph is going to be about what? The jobs that would happen by virtue of this new industry, this new commerce. And I may talk about that for 2 paragraphs, but you know for sure it's going to have 1. The next paragraph I'm going to be talking about the environment and how the marijuana plant processes carbon monoxide and other pollutants. I may talk about that for more than 1 paragraph, for sure. Then we're going to have another paragraph. You see how this works? And this way, if you can develop the 3-prong thesis statement and you understand how that works, then you're not all over the charts. You know that you've got 3 things that you're looking for evidence for. How many jobs would it give, and the kind of money that would be given to, now you have workers that are working, people that are working have money to spend, and they spend it and they leave tips for the waitress picks up her tip, and now she goes to buy shoes, and the person that makes shoes is making, so it's kind of that trickle-down effect, which we talked about. The 3-prong thesis keeps you focused from going all over the place. You have a paragraph. It's going to be talking about one of those prongs, and that's it. It really isn't that hard. Teachers make it hard. But if you can master that 3 prongs, your work is cut in half, because now you're not all over the place. Now you're not looking for evidence that, And what I do for my students in the argument class, write your paper first, then go back and find the support. Because there's somebody somewhere in the writing, in the reading that we're doing, to be able to find a quote that works for you. If you need to go outside of the book and say, hey, there's been some people who thought that this was, that's great too. Have evidence, show that you've read it, have your 3-pronged thesis statement, and I'll talk more about that later. But for now, for this first, again, the definition is not a real hard piece. Shoot for 5 paragraphs, and again, if you take a look at how hard this sounds, it's not. 5 paragraphs at 7 sentences each is 35 cents. On a piece of binder paper, that's a page and a half. Minimal. It doesn't mean you can't go over it. Just don't go like going on and on and on. You should be looking at 4 to 5 quotes to back up what you have to say. Okay? If you have any issues and you get totally lost and you're not quite sure about how to do MLA or any of that, Purdue Online Writing Lab probably has the best site to learn how to do in-text citations, works cited sheet, that kind of stuff. So I hope that's helpful, and I'll be back next week.